I lowered my standards once and I immediately regretted it. Let me tell you the story. You know how it gets when you're approaching 30 in an African home, in an African family, and everyone suddenly begins to ask you, won't you get married? What's happening? Is there no man in your life? When are you bringing a man home to me? Then your mom starts telling you those subtle things like, my grandchildren are delayed and I cannot wait to carry my grandchildren. Then you begin to feel that kind of pressure that you really need to do something about this situation. Everyone is getting married, your friends are getting married, and you're beginning to feel left behind and you want to do something about it. That is exactly the position I found myself in. Then there was this guy on the site. He's been asking me out for quite a while, and I had been turning him down because first, he was not a Christian, he's not a believer, he's just there. But he was kind, he was a good human being, but not a Christian. And for someone like me, being a Christian, being someone who has a personal relationship with God is a very important factor to me when it comes to choosing a partner. In fact, going to church is a non-negotiable for me, because come on, I just like that vibe of you and your husband stepping out to church every Sunday with your kids all dressed up, sitting in the car, driving to church, fellowshipping together and coming back. And this guy, he wasn't any of that. He didn't go to church, he didn't believe in God, he was just there. And he's been asking me now, he's been persistent, he's been consistent. At one point, I was just like, whew. Sometimes you find better men in the world than you would in church. I should just give it a try. I can get to change him, you see? I was telling myself I can get to change him. If I would pray, he would change, my love for him, blah, blah, blah. I know all of those excuses we give ourselves when we're about to make a wrong choice. That was where I found myself. Eventually, I accepted to date this guy on the basis that he would change. I spoke to him about it. He was like, don't worry, I will change. We can work things out. I will start going to church. When you want to go to church this Sunday, come. In my mind, I was like, I want a soul for Christ. Long story short, we got into that relationship. And that guy was a total opposite of everything he was when he was asking me out. He was inconsistent. He was poor at communication. He would just get up, get missing. You would leave him messages, he doesn't reply. He would travel out of town, no message, no updates, nothing. And I would be worried, what happened to this guy? I hope he's okay. I would call his friends, and I'm asking, everybody's telling me he's fine. Then I'm like, but why is he not talking to me? Until one day, it got so much. The irregularities were just so much, and I cut off that relationship. I think after 3 months or so, maybe it wasn't even up to 3 months, I broke out of that relationship, and I told myself I would never make such a mistake. I would never compromise. I would never lower my bar, because I think, well, I'm getting old, everyone expects me to be in a relationship. Also, no, I understood that life happens to each and every one of us differently, and there are a lot of women that face the same pressure when they're approaching 30. So if you are one of those women undergoing whatsoever kind of pressure, you're waiting for your Mr. Right, here are a few things I want you to remember. Here are a few things I learned from that relationship that I want you to remember as you wait for your Mr. Right. The very first of them is, do not date to meet a timeline. Whether it's your best friend that is getting married, your younger sister that is getting married, your biological clock that is pressuring you, your social clock, social media is showing you beautiful pictures, movies, and all of that. Calm down. Calm down. The goal is not just to get married. The goal is to be married, enjoy the marriage, have kids in that marriage, and live long. Serve God and live long. That is the goal. And if you rush into it, if you accept a partner just because you're trying to beat a deadline, you would most likely end up 90% of the time making the wrong choice. Calm down. Do not compromise like I did because I wanted to be in a relationship. Don't do it. The second thing is, do not lose yourself because you're waiting for a Mr. Right. Do not just put your life on standstill because you're waiting for your Mr. Right. Go out there, live your life, chase your goals, pursue your dream, because in as much as you are looking for a partner to complement you, you are a full, complete human being on your own with a soul, a spirit, and a body, with dreams, with aspirations that God has put in your heart. So do not bury all of the potential. Do not take the privilege of being alive for granted and put your life on a standstill because you have not found a man yet, or because a man has not found you yet. Even while you are waiting for Mr. Right, God expects you to be up and doing. God expects you to be representing him on earth. God expects you to be out there and living your life happily. The third thing is, do not lower your bar simply because you want to be chosen. And that is if your bar is really reasonable, because some of us set our bars so high unreasonably. We say we want this and that in a partner, things that we have not even cultivated in ourselves, we are asking to find in another partner. Do not lower your bar because you want to be chosen. I know that when you are hungry for something, even bitter leaf becomes really sweet. When you're desperate, you begin to see things differently. But do not compromise. Do not succumb to sex before marriage because you want to keep a man, because you want this man to stay. Because a man who wants to be kept will be kept, whether or not sex is involved. And do not go out dating unbelievers because you have not found anyone yet. No. In the long run, you will discover that you have most likely made the biggest mistake of your life. The fourth thing is, do not ignore red flags. Do not ignore red flags. Have you ever been hungry? Have you ever been hungry? You eat practically anything, you chew practically anything that you step into the house. The first thing you see, you just pick and you put in your mouth and you start chewing because you are hungry. Your stomach is craving for food. It's the same thing that happens when you are desperate for a man. You will practically settle for just whatever comes your way. Any man that as much as blinks or smiles at you begins to look like the father of your 3 unborn children, begins to look like the best thing that has ever happened to you. We begin to make excuses. We begin to tell ourselves how well we can change this person if we love them enough. No, it doesn't work like that. Remember what I said. When you're hungry, even bitter leaf will taste sweet in your mouth. Even bitter leaf will taste sweet in your mouth. So do not ignore the red flags in a person because you are looking to getting married. And the fifth and most important thing you should remember is not to date out of loneliness. Do not jump into a man's arms because you are lonely. Because, my dear, loneliness is a temporary problem. It's a temporary feeling. But but the wrong partner, the wrong man, is a long-term future problem. Is a situation you would be fixing. A wrong partner will become a prayer point. When others are going down on their knees and they are praising God for life, you will be like, Lord, this husband that you gave to me, porch his heart, do this, do that. Your partner, a wrong man, a wrong woman, automatically becomes your number one prayer point. Remember what they say about the devil and a lady who has chosen a wrong husband for herself. The devil has settled you already. He has no business with you anymore because that husband is enough trouble for you already. So no matter what happens, do not date out of loneliness. You're doing yourself a great disservice if you do. Thank you so very much for sitting with me through this session. Remember the 5 things I have said, and don't forget to share this video with a single. Yes, don't forget to share this video with someone. And don't forget to like this video. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Please, I need you all to help me grow this channel. If you're watching this video, help me. Let's grow a community of powerful single women together. When you like this video, here is what happened. YouTube signals that this is a good video and begins to distribute it to other women who need content such as this. So please, 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 please. Thank you.